when you're on the call and analysts are going to ask you what is #1 on your agenda for this new Barrick, help improve performance, what's it going to be?
So, Alex, morning. It's combining some of the world's best Tier 1 gold assets with a really Tier 1 management team to deliver real value, as we did in Randgold Resources, for the benefit of all stakeholders. That's the game.
So, Mark, is the game cost-cutting then? Is the game sort of ruthless cost-cutting? What is it going to be?
No, it's not at all. I mean, I think the key focus has been for me is to get the team right, and you know we've really made exceptional progress on that. It's a great team, and you know if you look at the individuals that make up our team now, executive team as well as their operating teams, they're all in place, and they are fantastic people. And I don't believe there's another mining company that has that spread and depth of skill and experience.
Well, and part of that also has to do with the corporate culture. I mean, you stood out with Randgold Resources and Agnico Eagle for the way you guys really ran that company. Very, very different than other companies, which was get bigger, grow faster, get even bigger. You didn't do that at Randgold. Going into Barrick now, what kind of resistance are you meeting? What are people saying about that?
No, no resistance whatsoever. I think we worked very hard with the two teams building up to the announcement. It was very key for me to get all the teams behind what John and I were planning to do, and it has been a really exciting and rewarding period. It's been very busy, but you'll see today when you read the results. Already a lot of G&A we've taken out. We've got a very focused team. People know what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. We've got the right people in the right places.
So what does that mean for your costs in 2019? What are you going to be looking at for cash costs?
So cash costs are going to be up this year on last year. It's still a bit early, Alex, because it's only been a few weeks. But we've got a plan for the year. It is a plan that will change through the year. We will have a 5-year plan out during this year, but for the first 12 months, guidance of between 5.1 and 5.6 million ounces, which is just the combination of the two companies. That's before any disposals. Mm-hmm. Costs will be up at all-in sustaining costs, something I've got to get used to because I'm used to working on just total cash costs, somewhere between $870 and $920, or just above $650 an ounce total cash costs, which is what I use, and real focus on cash flow. You would have seen that both Barrick and Randgold posted significant increases in dividends. And so, as I've always said, I'm a great believer in less debt and more dividends. Mm-hmm. And that's ultimately our plan. But before we go any further than that, the key is to reposition this company for the long term based on geology, which is what drove Randgold Resources. Well,
fair. Your biggest headache, though, no doubt, is going to come from Africa and your subsidiary, Acacia. That really impacted earnings. You have lower throughput because of that. You've worked in Africa for decades, so you know how to deal there. You worked in the DRC for quite a long time with Randgold. So when will a deal be signed? What is the best clarity you can give investors?
So, Alex, it's a travesty that situation. I think no one, well, I know no one, not one stakeholder has benefited by this situation, and I have no doubt that we will resolve it, and we are engaged as a very interested mediator between Acacia and the government and other stakeholders as well, and I have no doubt we'll find a solution. I don't believe it's appropriate for me to put specific deadlines to that process, because what it is what do we want to get out of this? Something that benefits everyone. And
of
course, as you know, Barrick is a... Sorry?
Is it going to be sooner rather than later? In that, how open is Tanzania in sort of negotiating and talking with you?
So it will be as soon as it's possible, and we are engaged. That's about all. Engaged in a very constructive and positive way.
The other part of your strategy this year is going to be divesting assets, as much as $1.5 billion of assets. So twofold question here. One, have you received interest, and is that the right price? And two, would you also be looking to then expand your portfolio in areas where you'd like to, say in copper, for example?
So, as you can imagine, I've got a very full inbox as people bargain hunt the opportunity. But, you know, we're not about, you know, any pressurized sale. We'll do it in a very considered way. As I said when we made the announcements, this is about me working to ensure that we don't take away from the value of the organization that we did the deal on. And so when we sell something, we need to be able to realize that value that's embedded in the current NAV of the organization.
So what I hear in that is that yes, there's interest, but not at the price that you want it. Is that true?
No, that's putting words in my mouth. No, lots of interest, and we'll get to the price soon enough.
And are you interested in acquiring any other assets that fit your criteria at all?
So we've made, again, a big step forward. Is the first time you'll see that we've defined what we see as Tier 1 and Tier 2 assets, and what we have agreed as a team will guide our investments, the particular investment, strategic investment criteria. And so, you know, assets need to fit that to be able to come into our portfolio, and we'll be very disciplined in approaching our future in that way.